All right. All right. It is 11. All right. Today we're going to go over websites, the consumer experience, how do you get the app set up, how to get your guides set up. So that way, when you're going through the selling or buying process with your clients, um, you can be able to utilize, if you wish, the buyer and seller guides and have them get sent out updates along the way. So they feel like they have a more catered approach, um, and they're more informed. So people who, in general, it seems that have their agents reaching out to them, and instead of them having to reach out to their agents, feel like they had a better experience in general. So we're going to go through what it looks like to get all this set up on the back end, and then what it looks like in turn on their side. So we're going to start with the website. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go to command, host disabled, participant screen sharing. All right. Hey, Kari, if you just want to, you can open up screen sharing for me.
You should be good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It is okay. All right. All right. Always going to start. It's black, right? Gone incognito. Little spy guy here. It's the best way to use command. In order to do that, you have to use a Chrome browser. And I know I say this pretty much every time I do a training, but it bears repeating. It's pretty important. It runs smoother this way. So to get there, you just click these three little dots over here, and the third option down should say New Incognito Window. And this is, like I said, with a Chrome browser. All right, so it's going to pop open a new window, and then if you're like me, you just have bookmarks. You just click your bookmark, and we'll go to command. If you don't have a bookmark, it's agent.kw.com, and it's the same credentials as your MyKW login. Most of you probably already know that, but small refresher. Okay, you'll notice some differences when you log in. They've been updating this pretty consistently with new stuff. If you're running any Facebook ads, you're going to get some leads that are popping up here directly. Right here, you're going to get cycled through some of the new videos, training videos that they have posted. And when there is stuff that is live, you're going to see an on-air button. So any of that pivot training, shift book, manual, training that they're doing live sessions of, it'll say on air, and you can click on it if you're in command, and it'll take you right there. So that's pretty great. Okay, so first thing we want to do is it actually is the thing that just kind of feeds everything into this whole universe of command, is your marketing profile. Without a filled out marketing profile, you're going to be doing a lot of extra work that you don't need to be doing multiple times. So to get there, you simply click on a little drop down on your name and go to settings. And again, I've covered this before, but it's so important. I just feel like it bears repeating. And then the third option down is connect settings. And that's where your marketing profile is kept. So here is where you want to make sure this is a green check that gives permission to your website to utilize all the information that you're going to fill out on this profile. Without it, it won't actually update with any of the changes that you make. So make sure that this little box is checked, and there's a couple other spots that it pops up if you forgot to check it. So a photo of yourself here. If you have a team logo or a logo in general, you can put it there. It says 360 by 360. I think they've changed those guidelines. I don't know why the text is still there, but you can go bigger than that because both of these pictures are bigger than 360 by 360. And a lot of this stuff you should already have the information on. It's your name, it's your agent, it's your license number, phone numbers, emails. If you need a brokerage logo, we can get you that. The standard legal footer text is each office is independently owned and operated. If you have any questions on how to fill this out, please let me know. Legal footer images, these would be the fair housing and maybe the MLS picture. enter your social channel links. And if you know how to use Facebook pixels, or if you know what Facebook pixels are, you can throw that pixel ID in there. Most people probably won't need to utilize that function though. It's a pretty advanced function. So, and really only used if you're trying to like really drive traffic to your website. So if you have content on your website, then you'd want to be using it. So, okay. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So all the way at the bottom is going to be consumer. It used to be called sites. It's changed to consumer now that the app was released, and it's a kind of a full 360 ecosystem for your clients. So the very first place we want to go is agent site pages. And if you've never set up or configured your website, once you go to agent site pages, it's going to give you the option to configure your site right here. So this is the first place you want to go if you have not done anything with your command website. And again, this is after you've completed your marketing profile. Okay. So you'll click configure site. I want to use my new KW site. I have Playster and want to continue using Playster. So that would mean that you're not going to make a command site. And marketplace. The marketplace, they're going to be coming out with different companies that they're going to partner with. So you'll be able to essentially still use those websites to bring in leads directly to command. It's essentially how I think it'll work. They're going to be like WordPress sites. So if you're not fond of the functionality of the, setting up command web pages and websites, then you'll have other options in the future. But for today, we're going to be training on the command websites. So we'll click submit, and it's going to take us to this guide walkthrough. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're acknowledging continue because who has time to read those things? I kid. You should probably read them if you, super, if you're worried about it. This is where you're going to come up with a subdomain name. You do have the ability to, if you own a domain name, you can forward that domain name. You just have to go to the DNS settings of whatever site that you use, like say GoDaddy. I use Google Domains because it works the better, and most people search on Google, and I think it's anecdotal, but I feel like you get better page ticks up on top from using Google Domains. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I think the forwarding works better from my experience because I had GoDaddy and Google, so I switched to Google Domains. Okay, so you'll type in the domain that you want, and this will be your .kw.com. But like I said, if you own your own, it'll probably just be the site name.com, right? Because I think that looks a little bit more professional than having a .kw.com. All right, so you'll come up with whatever domain name you want. So really, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be like I saw Margaret was on the call. It doesn't have to be like, whatever your website is. It could just be like margarethalseth.kw.com. But if you want to be consistent and it's available, then use the same verbiage. If you don't have your marketing profile updated, like I said, you're going to have to come in here and fill it all in anyway. Okay. So if you already have it updated, then there's nothing to do here. It's all done. All right, so we'll save and continue. Don't worry about that coming soon. And here you get to pick between, a red thing and a dark theme. It doesn't change. I just keep the dark. It changes that little logo. Is that the difference? Okay, small difference. You could change right here. So we're going to go ahead and update where it says find your dream home. You can make that say whatever you want. Like your search starts here, whatever you want. You have the opportunity to like say these are just, they just threw these pictures. They just throw them in there. They gave them a little thought. It looks like, but you can update all these are called hero images. So these are going to cycle through. Every few seconds it's going to update to a different picture. You can update these to whatever you want. You can delete them, upload new ones, and they give you 1200 by 1200. So you can get some pretty nice images there, some very high res images. Okay, so that's where we're going to do that. And to do that, all you would do is just click the upload button and upload the image. You can only have 5, so make sure to delete the picture first and then start uploading the new ones. Okay. And sorry, I can't use my index finger on my right hand, so I haven't. Okay. Save and continue. So far, so good, right? Pretty easy. All right, so the first page we're gonna come to is it's an about us page. So this would be what you would use to talk about like your value proposition, essentially. So this would be, or maybe your like neighborhood expertise. So there's like a couple different like standard pages that you get, and then you kind of have to modify those pages and their formats to your content. And what I talk about, what I mean by that is they're set up a certain way, as in they have a picture, a hero image up top, they have a title up top. So it could be like, Loudoun County expert or something like that. And then a slug would be, you want it to be in line with what the page title is, because it shows up right over here. So, Loudoun, that's not how you spell Loudoun, is it? Loudoun, and you always have to put a dash after each word, Loudoun expert. See how it shows up here? So this is exactly what the URL is going to show when they're clicked on it. And SEO description, gosh, when they do a search, and let's say they're searching for Loudoun County realtors, Loudoun County agent, and if you want this page specifically to come up first instead of just like your home page, then you would give it verbiage to say, if someone was searching for something, you'd want it to be specific to what this page is about. So, like Loudoun County realtor, maybe buying, selling, investing. Yikes. And Loudoun, there you go, something like that. Okay, so content, page header. So this header is going to show up right here underneath. So it's kind of like a little intro to what you're going to be kind of discussing. And then you get kind of these 2 other paragraphs and pictures to go through that. So this would be, oh gosh, how many words do you get here? Oh, what? Wait a second. Oh, okay, sorry. Back up. The page title is what's going to show up when they click on Royal, like this says Royal Realtors, but it's going to say like your name. If it was like Amy, it'll say Amy Geyer. And the drop down would be, what would it say? It would be, buying in Loudoun, or, buying in Fairfax. It'd say something like that. And then the actual title here, you could make it the same, There we go. But that first part is actually what drops down. So it's like the actual page name. Wow, oh my goodness. Loudoun County experts. Okay, and you could change the hero image. That's what this part is here. Intro paragraph right here. So anything you want to put as an intro to what you're about to talk about. Could be buying in Loudoun County. There we go. And then this is going to be the headline here. So what could we talk about? I mean, it could even be like your, maybe favorite neighborhoods or, oh gosh, I mean, the content is endless, right? The content's up to you. But this is the headline. This is how it's going to pop up. And then you can write a bunch of stuff, All right. So this is kind of the format of how it's going to look. This picture is changed by this little upload here. So you can click and drag, or you can click on it and search your computer for that. Right. And then the same goes down here for the second headline. So this is the headline. And then this is, other stuff, Right. Does that make sense to everybody? So this is one of the first types of pages that you can create. Does anybody have any questions with this page, or some of its limitations, or something that you think it should do that it doesn't do? Maybe I can clear it up, and maybe I can show you how you could do that. Okay, moving on. So after you get through that, then we have a...
Actually, I'm sorry, this is Bruce. I do have one question about the page. So after we choose the domain and we set up the page, when it comes to the issue of content, you had mentioned that it's basically unlimited, whatever content we want to put on. Have you seen any particular trends with respect to the kind of content that agents are putting up there? So I know that a lot of agents are putting things such as community events that are going on, and they try to be a resource for general happenings in their community. But have you seen any other trends, or heard anybody talk about any other trends that they see people moving towards in the use of these websites?
I mean, let's just get a little real with, realtor websites, individual agent realtor websites. The use of them is not widely used by a large portion of people, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're driving traffic to them. And the reason why you would drive traffic to them is, like you said, you would have some type of unique content that is of some type of value to your clients. So that would look like, you said, what's going on around your communities that you know about. So this page could easily be, fun events in Loudon. It could even be a shred day, right? We're doing shred day at the office. Shred day is here. And then this could literally be a breakdown of all about shred day. You could talk about, you could make it about red day. You could make it a red day thing. Look how, what we did, pictures of the garden, how, and this second part could be about all the people, that we've helped, and all, how many pounds of food that we literally don't, like, it gets donated out of this garden. So yeah, but in terms of some trends I've seen, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. It's like, most people use at least one of these types of pages to talk about themselves and their services. So they'll have like, what it looks like to sell with them, what it looks like to buy with them. I will say though, once somebody signs up for your website, they're going to get a buyer and a seller guide. So a lot of that could be accomplished with that already.
Yes.
So I mean, yeah, like I said, the ideas are endless. The formatting to how you're going to present those ideas is kind of, it's limited to a few different types of pages. So getting that content out in the format of these pages is what you're going to be tasked with, essentially. There is some, I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to, go back and maybe use like HTML code and stuff like that to get it to be formatted correctly. And I am not an expert in that in any means, but there are a few things you can do. So if you're, say, writing here a bunch of stuff, and you want to make it like 2 paragraphs here, like you want there to be a break in the paragraph. And this is just like a small thing that I found when I was doing some, what do you call it? Just some research on it. If you put a little caret, like a less than, is that a greater than or less than? I think it's a greater than symbol. And then BR for a break. That's what it's considered a break. And then you just bracket that in with the other side. And then you just start typing in. That formatting, when it comes out, should be a new paragraph. Like there'll be a space, and then this is the second paragraph.
Okay, so at the end of your paragraph, put that notation.
Yeah.
Make it a paragraph.
Right. Or else it'll just be one large one. So that's just a note. If you want to just write that down as a note, if you bracket BR between a greater than and less than symbol, after that, they'll start a new paragraph.
Okay.
And then footer title. So this last part, footer title, this is usually from what I've seen, it's been like a little call to action, like, like want to
So
know
how
more.
about we come back to this? No, we are already, Shashi, you were done with your updates, right? So Venkat is not in. Just wanted to quickly add for Venkat that he's been working on the story that's on the board right now. And he's completed 14 scenarios out of.
Oh, okay. I think we got just a live mic there. Sorry. I thought there was a question in there. Okay.
Trying to get the responses.
If we could, unless you have a question, feel free to open your mics. But if not, if you just want to mute your mics. Okay. And then you could put like, give me a call, right? And then 3, 4, 5, whatever your phone number is, right? That's what you could do. That's what I see most people do right there. All right. So now we're going to move on to our second type of page that you have available to you. And these aren't just the only two. There are some widgets that we can do. And we're going to talk about what it looks like to add review pages and stuff like that. But these are your 2 main content pages. But this second content page is an about me. So this is more for your bio. It's going to fill in your bio that you have in your marketing profile again. So again, it's very important to fill that out. It's going to take your picture and use the title and team name that you decided. You don't have to call it. Again, this is the page title is going to be the drop down that they see. And just for reference, let me just show you what that looks like. So when they go to your website, there's going to be a drop down, right? And that page title is going to be one of these drop downs. All right, so I just left mine about us. But so when I say to you, like the BR, what I just went over, this is what it'll do. It'll give you the ability to put some spacing. Not so you just have one long drag on paragraph. Okay. But when I talk about page titles and how it pops up, about us, and then when we talk about the slug, about -us, right? So it's consistent. And the reason why you want to keep it consistent is because when people do searches, it just matters about your page coming up over other pages and how easily it is to be found. Okay. So just it doesn't matter what your page titles are, do whatever you want, just make sure they're consistent with the slugs. And when you write the slugs, it's going to be a word. After each word, you just have to put a dash. Okay. So we had the page title, slug, SEO, and then just your content. So like I said, it's going to pull in your whatever you have in your bio in your marketing profile. So if you don't like that, you can change it. I changed it on mine. Contact title. I just put contact Michael. I think it did that automatically, but you may have to write that in. it's pulling this information, it's pulling that information. So again, this content is up to you, whatever you want to put there. And this one's pretty self-explanatory. There's really not much to do here. I'm sure you guys, most of you have been in the business for at least a year or two, and plus many years. So you have a bio somewhere. So you'll hit continue. And this is a simple how to get a hold of us lead capture page. So these are their 3 main pages that they go ahead and just have pretty much all set up and formatted for you, and you're just going through and typing in, your content for them. So it doesn't have to say contact, like how to find me or whatever it wants, and then the slug could be how to find me, right? Just make sure there's a dash. Help buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And then we'll save and continue. And hopefully that didn't overwrite my old page. If not, I'll have a lot of work to do. I'll exit out of there. I don't think it did. Please don't. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we did add a page. That's fun. So if you already have a page made, quick note there. It'll change it a little bit if you go through that creator again. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the initial setup of your page? Because now I'm going to get into some other areas and some new items. No? Okay. So we now have a featured listings portion. And how you get here is everything here right now, we're still in the consumer area. And then we're in, if you go to site and app settings. And let me just run through these first of all, just so we're all aware of what they are. If you want to just go ahead and quickly change the text on your hero, like above your search bar, this is where you would do that. You can change the hero images very quickly here. And now you have the ability to add virtual tours to your listings. So you basically find your listing, you can search for it here, and then you can add your virtual tours to it. Okay. So say if you didn't want to upload them to Zillow for some reason, I don't know why you wouldn't, because a lot of people search on Zillow. But say you wanted to make sure that you had it on yours too, because I don't think just by putting in the MLS that these web pages can pick it up. You can still add your virtual tours onto your websites. Okay. What is that little guy there? Oh, that's funny. I think
Mike?
someone. Yes.
Hi, it's Cece. I'm sorry. Can you tell me how we got back to after we went back out of that part to get where we are right this minute? How did we get there? I don't see the URLs and all of that.
So we're still in the consumer app.
Okay, gotcha.
And then site and app settings.
Site and okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. And then we're just in the general here. Is that on my screen? I think it is. Does anyone see this little like curly thing here or no? Is it just me?
I see it.
It's like it's a drawing. Weird. Sorry. Back here. Okay, so then that's all the stuff that you can access from the general area. Then we have URLs. If you want to change your domain, you change it here. So you'll notice we no longer have text codes for your apps anymore. So they have sunsetted that, and you now just have a URL that you'll send somebody to. Okay. The reason for that is it just wasn't consistent enough for people taking that app code and that text code, I mean, and having them being linked to your app. It just wasn't working at a high enough percentage for them to keep using it. And so they just decided to get rid of it. It wasn't working. And there's better ways just by sharing, the URL directly for people to get your app. So that's what you'll do here from the URL settings. You'll be able to copy and send that to people, your app URL, and update your .kw.com domain. And okay, now back to feature listings. For some of you, if you click on this, it may give you an error. Okay, and it won't let you actually do this because you haven't set up your app yet. So when we get to the, let me see here, what are the agent site options? Yes, so if you are seeing that, click Learn More with Kelly Guides, and then Consumer Settings, and then you're going to go through the full app setup, which we'll do here in a second. But I want to go through this other stuff first. So if you're not seeing this, which you probably aren't because I had to do that also. All right, so we'll come back to there. And then theme, it lets you select between this dark and red theme again. There's very little difference. I like the dark one better, so it's just personal preference. And then pages. So we create this Loudoun County Expert page, which I don't want on there. I'm going to delete that. So this is where you can, delete pages, add pages. You can only add pages that you created, and I know that's going to be confusing. And I'll be honest with you, it is a lot of steps. Okay, so you guys are going to be utilizing. I don't know if you guys know this, but answers.kw.com. I would bookmark this. Any question you have in Command, I guarantee is answered with a visual walkthrough. I know some people have talked about, I don't learn from videos. I have a hard time going back and watching them and then going back and pausing it and doing it. Totally understand. Not everyone learns the same way. You could look up Command websites. And then if I want to see if I want to keep my pleasure website, we'll integrate with Command. There's a ton of walkthroughs. Set up your agent site. This is a walkthrough of exactly what we're doing, right? For all the visual learners out there, it's going to show you, talked about the SEO, all that kind of stuff. So answers.kw.com. I would get very familiar with it. This featured listing is gone now. You heard of that too. And you can also, from this site pages, you can rearrange however you want the stuff to show up. Right? You can move it all around and it'll update on your web page. And you can update the SEO information for each page. Just click on the page, change the page title, descriptions, all that stuff. And this is all from, like I said, we started with consumer and then we just clicked on site and app settings. Okay. All right, so let's talk about what it looks like to add another page to your website, because these are just the first, at this point, all we have now. We've made a About Me. We did a Contact Us page, a How to Find Me. That's what that one is. And what else do we do? 1, 2. Contact Us, About Me, and a bio page, right? So About Me, About Us, and Contact Us. To create a page, we're going to go to Agent Site Pages at the top. And again, this is after you went through the whole walkthrough, and create a new site. So you could do a standalone landing page, which is useful for, running, doing Facebook posts. And you could just do a standalone Facebook page. a landing page, I'm sorry, for your listing, or you could actually add it to your site. So we're going to choose, because we want to add a page to the site. I just want to talk about what that looks like. Create page. First thing I do is I give it a name. So we'll talk about what it looks like to make a place for your clients to leave reviews. So we'll do reviews page. And so these are all what are called widgets. Okay. So what we do here is we look at the one we want. So I want to capture testimonials. So we'll just drag this over. All right. And that's all you need for this one. It's going to put all the other formatting, like the header and the footer, on the bottom for you. So then what we'll do here is configure widgets. And then we can change all of the text around this. So we can change the team name, the headline text that's showing you where that headline text is going to show up. It literally says headline text. It gives you some verbiage that you can just go ahead and use. If you're comfortable with it and you like it, you can keep it. If not, you can change it. And then you can change how would you rate your experience. That's down here. All right, that's what's filling that. And there we go. How would you rate your experience? So this is, I think, this is, you know that like invisible text that kind of just shows up in boxes and goes away once you start typing? So this is what will sit here, and it's prompting them. Oh, darn. Go back. And it's prompting them what to add here. You know, like, how was your experience? How did they help you? It's almost like just a prompt for, you know, what to write in the review. So then you would simply just hit save and apply. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Save and apply. And then save changes. So now we've created that reviews page. I already have a review capture page, but I'm just showing you what it looks like. All right, so we have the reviews page. We're going to go back to site and app settings and back to where we rearranged the site pages. So all we did here was we're just back on site and app settings and then site pages. And everything, we haven't left the consumer applet yet. And so this is site page settings. And all we do is add a page and we just find the one we just made. We made a reviews page. It helps that it tells you the day it was created on. And then we hit continue. And then we want to give it a page title again. So this is what's going to show up in the dropdown. I don't know. Test. Let's just make it easy. Testimonial. Testimonials, and then Northern VA reviews awesome agents. I don't know, whatever you want to put there. That'll try to get you more clicks or put you high up on the Google search. And then you just hit save, and that's how we just created a review capture page, and we added that page to our website, and then you just hit save pages. Right, so now we have a review page on our website. Which I'm going to delete. Anybody have any questions on how to add a page? Okay, and again, I'm just going to show you what it looks like to use the answers.kw.com. Adding a page to my command websites. Getting started with Kelly. I know it doesn't. Did I spell something? Oh, it's because I put website. Adding a page. Let's just put that. Fire presentation. Create and publish a standalone. That's close. Refresh these. No. So, gotta get pretty close, it looks like. But I've found this walkthrough before. I'm not sure why it's not popping up. I'll try to find that one and I'll send that walkthrough too, though, if you guys need it. Getting started with campaigns. Mhm. Well, I'll have to find that walkthrough. But essentially, the main points are agent site pages, create a new site, add it to your site, or do a standalone. But for now, we're talking about just our sites. You'd add it to your site. You would make all the content on the page. And then once that's created, you go to the site and app settings, site pages, add page, find the one you made, and then it's on there. Give it a title, and you're done. Anyone have any questions with that? Okay. Now let's take a look at what it looks like to, where do we want to go from here? Let's talk about I don't want to do that yet. Let's go back to the site pages. Site and app settings. So on site and app settings, you have this Learn More with Kelly guides. If you click on that, we don't want to do our Kelly guide for agent site because we just did that. But click on consumer settings and then hit continue. So this is going to be our Kelly guide for our consumer app and guide experience. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Okay, so this is what the site looks like when someone puts in that URL. Okay. So you can, I don't think you can really alter any of this stuff here though. So app download. You can change the hero text here. So I know it's, so they're still getting rid of it in some spots. So you are still gonna find it in some areas. I know they got rid of it from the other spot, but they're slowly getting rid of it everywhere. Okay. And you can't change these items anyway. So for those of you who don't have the featured listings item yet pop up, or it shows like an error, all you have to do is just check this box to green and you'll have the ability to have the featured listings on your, and that shows up on your home page of your website. Okay. And then you can choose, I just chose 4 listings from our office. You know, I just put the 4 that I thought fit within, what do you call it? I don't know, ones that I thought my clients would like. So those are the ones I picked. But I picked ones from our office, and I kind of spanned all the way across. I went from Leesburg to Sterling and Fairfax and Oakton, just kind of all over. But you can choose which ones you want, and you can move the order around. Like if you want to show one above another, you can move it up. It's easier on the other page though. Okay. Save and continue. When your clients sign up for your app, they're going to be sent basically an email, and this is what the email is going to say. So we want to start off with buyer's guide. So this is what it'll say. or seller's guide. Your timeline guide. Starting the process of buying your home. This timeline will guide you through the steps required. Paul will be providing you insights on each step. Probably won't say Paul. I don't think it says Paul. That's just like a standard text. But let's just do seller's guide. Okay, so you can change this. Does mine really say Paul? Jesus. That's funny. Oh, good thing we're here. So you can change this text to what they get. So I'll click next. And then these will be all the different steps on how you can, and this is essentially their guide that they get updated with through their app. Okay. And all this stuff had all the like different steps have different, you can change the titles. The subtitle is just the part that pops up, like the little blurb you want them to know about. I'm sure there's a page, a word limit here, and you can change the image that shows also. So you can add steps, you can get rid of steps. So however you know, whatever your selling process is, you can incorporate it here. Review offers, so on and so forth. And again, you can change the orders of these as well. All right. There we go. So each one of these, go through, give it a new name, new picture, make it yours. And then we'll click next. Congratulations on the process. Okay, so this lets you, oh, so you can add different guides. What? Come on now. Next step. Yep. Okay, and then so this next step, it allows you to go ahead and set up the promotion of your smart plan. Oh, I'm sorry, the promotion of your app. So essentially you could set up your whole database, and if they have an email address, they'll get sent out this email so they can download the app, or you can just send the app directly to them, however you want to do it. But you could do that. You just click it over, and then you could just add everybody if you wanted. Select everybody. And they'll all get an email. And then day 2, they'll get a text to download it if you wanted them to. If you don't have Twilio set up, it won't send them a text though. It'll probably send you a reminder to send them a text. And then it'll send them one more text on the 5th day. So if you don't want to do that, just uncheck the box, and it will not send them emails or texts. All right, go next. Okay, and that was it for setting up your app. So some important things to know about when they do download your app is when they log in and sign up, they need to sign up hopefully with the email for them to be connected with the email that you have for them in their contact card. Does that make sense to everybody? So what I mean by that is if you have a certain email for them in their contact card, when they sign up for the app, they have to use the same email. And if they want to use a different email, that's fine. Just make sure to have them update you on what that email is, or else it's going to create a new person in command. It'll create a contact for you for that new email address. So as you can see here, I connected myself. So when someone connects their app or they log in through your site, it's going to be the same login through your site or your app. You're going to have a little green check mark. if they're currently on your webpage, logged in, it'll have this check mark would be filled in. So let's just see if it works. So you can see if they're like actively looking on your website. Oh gosh. Oh, good. I remembered it. Oh, and see, I just got a Kelly notification that I logged in to the website too. So you should be getting a Kelly notification. And I bet if we were to refresh this, should be a filled in green checkbox. Where'd it go? I swear, well, it says contact logged into agent site. But never stuff never works when you want it to, and kids never perform when you ask them to. But we got a little red trigger up here. So there's a bunch of places where it's triggering you that this person, this client, is actively looking on your webpage. But it was supposed to, that green check mark was supposed to bubble in with green though. Darn it. Now I look dumb. Okay. Not the first or the last time that'll happen. Some other cool things you can consider doing is you can now do save searches for them too on their contact cards. So you'll create the search fields, and then after you're done creating all the fields, so you'll just click this. You'll give it a title, dream home, whatever, Sterling houses. You can set all of the parameters or all the parameters that they allow you to. And then when you create it, it sends them an email. And that email will essentially be all the houses that are inside those guidelines. And it'll send them to the search on your webpage. So I thought that's kind of cool. And now they give you the ability to do more than one. Before you can only do one search at a time, which was limiting. So they opened that up. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Something that I didn't go over that you wanted me to cover? Some confusion? Maybe just as simple as, I don't know where you clicked. You went too fast in one area. So let me know.
Mike, this is Cece. I'm a slow learner. Can you show me how you got to the consumer app? I saw you how to fix it and do it all, but I didn't see where we got to that.
Okay, so all of that stuff, app and website,
Yeah.
always start in consumer. Over
Right.
here on the left, that's where you always start.
Right.
So then we go to site and app settings,
Right.
and then learn more with Kelly guides
Oh, okay.
is where I clicked. And then you get the option to go between setting up the Kelly guide for your site again, or setting up the Kelly guide for your app.
Gotcha.
Consumer is always is the app.
Yeah. Okay.
And then hit continue, and then you'll be able to go through and update your guides. And that's a good place to start. And it's also where you want to make sure the most important part of that part right now is to click on the featured listings, so you can put featured listings on your webpage.
Oh, okay.
So that way it opens this up.
Great.
You can also modify your guide builder from here also. And this is your buyer and seller guides, is what I mean by that. So
Okay.
you can just with
Okay.
this little pencil, and then you can go through and you can still organize them how you want. Clicking on it gives the ability to this. I think it's easier to update it from here. It looks a lot better here, and you can see all the verbiage that they give you.
Oh, okay.
So this is the guide builder. Once you're in consumer, is the best place I think to update your guide.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
And the introduction on the guide builder. This is what gets emailed out to them. So this is where you want to make sure to get rid of Paul.
Hey, Mike, it's Raj. Where would I find the office listings? that you had mentioned?
Where would you find office listings?
Yeah, you said you had put in some listings, right? And that you picked the ones from our home office.
Yeah, I use the MLS to search for all of our office listings.
Okay.
I know you don't have access to that yet,
Yeah.
so that's not a great answer for you. But but we got to get you. We got to find a way to get you access to the MLS. So it's a huge step, but we'll get that figured out. Okay. And does anyone want to see just how to quickly make, say, like a landing page for an open house or something like that? So you could share that on your like social channels or use it to promote your listing. Or I'll take any more questions. This can also be used as a sign-in sheet at your open house. That's what I did here. Captured 20 leads here at this open house.
Mike,
I'm listening. What's up, Don?
what's on the screen? I'm only seeing Zoom.
Can anyone else have an issue seeing? Everybody sees command right now, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
see
think
it.
it might be an issue with the settings. We're able to see everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Don. It sounds like it might be on your side. I would say check your video. It's possible that the video settings need to be updated. There's a little drop down next to the camera. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm not quite sure. But we will be posting this video on our Facebook group right after this.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. No questions, really? That's hard to believe. I know. Is it too much? Give me some feedback. Like, what is it? Too hard? Is it a lot of steps? Tell me something.
It is too much.
Is too much?
Yeah, I think I need to look at the video and do it step by step. First of all, I missed the first few minutes,
Mhm.
so I was late. So I think I need to watch the video a few times and do it on my own speed.
Okay, I would and I agree. It is a lot. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of menus to go in and out of and go back to. It's not extremely intuitive. The best places to start is obviously in consumer is where you start your web page and your websites is site and app settings. Okay. And then you just click the learn more with Kelly guides and either start with your agent site or start with your app. And that's going to give you the initial guide that will set up, those initial 2 or 3 pages. And then once you're comfortable with those few pages, go back and watch it and learn how to add a page. And then you can start figuring out how to add 1 page at a time, get some good content for it. And then you can add some featured listings. So I think the featured listings looks kind of cool. I mean, it looks better now. Marcelo, he just went under contract, so that's pending now. But you can add some featured listings to it, which little by little. Go ahead.
I just need to be able to do it on my computer while you're doing it and doing it this way while it's great to see it because you're sharing our screen, but I don't have a second computer where I can go through it at the same time you're going through it, or I'd have more questions. Does that make sense?
It does. I think,
Okay.
yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
This is
Well,
Bruce. Just letting you know, I'm following you pretty well. I'm not having any problems with it, but
Awesome.
I did want to thank you so much for putting this presentation together and being able to walk us through this.
I
It's very
appreciate that,
helpful.
Bruce. And
Yeah,
I'll
I
also,
echo that, Mike. It's Raj. You just do an incredible job, and this is not easy stuff. You make it
No,
look
it's
really easy
not.
because you're such a great pro at it, and your patience is remarkable. So thank you.
Well, honestly, I've been messing with this stuff for a couple of years now. So I'm not. Hopefully, it doesn't take you guys a couple of years to get your webpage put together. If you did, if it took me a couple of years to do anything, I don't think I'd still keep doing that, honestly. But it you just need to. Some of this stuff is gonna be. You're gonna get stuck. You know, you're not gonna know where to click, and unfortunately, sometimes it's just not gonna be working every now and then. Its downtime has gotten less frequent and less frequent. So the system is more stable than it ever has been. So the downtime is a lot better now than it used to be. But I understand that frustration and banging your head against the wall sometimes. This is technology. It's never going to be perfect. But this gives you a way to get in front of your clients and guide them through processes with automated responses and in ways that other companies don't allow them to do. You know, once something goes on a contract, they're going to get a cool email from you saying like, okay, these are our next steps. All right, this step is knocked off, checked off. Awesome. What's next? You know, they can look on their app and they can see that that item is now checked off on their app. You know, this is pretty cool stuff. So just keep tuning in, keep getting frustrated. If anyone's in bold, you know that, you know, growth comes from being uncomfortable. A lot of this stuff is uncomfortable. It's not intuitive. But I'm just really glad you guys came in today, even if, you know, even if you're still don't feel 100% comfortable with it. The more you see it, the more you keep doing it. You know, just don't be afraid to get it wrong. Okay. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and we'll stop the recording and we'll have it posted up for anyone to go back and take a look at it.
Thanks
All
a lot,
right.
Mike.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, be well.
Thanks, Mike.